An NHS doctor has said that she is biologically female, and she told an employment tribunal that trans women have the right to get changed in front of female colleagues. So this is a man identifying as a female in front of an employment tribunal on Monday. If you can see a nice Adam's apple there. So Mr. Upton said that Sandy Peggy, a female nurse, hasn't suffered harassment as a result of being forced to share female changing rooms with this A&E doctor who is a male. And there were tense exchanges at the tribunal, and Miss Peggy's lawyer, the doctor, repeated the claim of being female and suggested that colleagues uncomfortable with a trans woman using female-only spaces held misinformed, biased, unpleasant, or bigoted views. The bullying of women continues, folks. The bullying of women continues. And again, this shows international total capture. So, Chloe, where are you at?
Well, I think as you can probably predict, I'm absolutely fuming about this. I just cannot believe that a man can have the audacity to tell women that, I can't remember the exact words you read out, but basically saying, you're a horrible human being for saying,
Misinformed.
misinformed. You're misinformed to feel slightly uneasy about a man getting changed in front of you and a man watching you getting naked. It's just messed up. I think there's just no sympathy from their side to try and to at least recognize the female worries, which are just genuine and completely commonsensical to me, and think
Rational,
about some sort of solution that takes those into account. Whether that's, please, can you at the NHS, can you have a private changing room, or can I get changed in like a disabled toilet that's got a changing area? Can we make that disabled plus trans friendly, whatever it is, right? Can they at least come to some kind of solution that takes into account the views of the women, rather than just saying, you're transphobic horrible turfs for suggesting that you want to get changed with only biological females?
Elliott, do you think that people will need, as in the Reform Party, if they get into power, that there needs to be a clarification in law of like a sort of Trumpian definition of sex?
Yeah, definitely. I think that, based on the way the party's going in terms of like following the line of what they're trying to do, I think that would have to happen. What I can't understand though is that you've got these woke feminists, right, who change their hair color every week, change the social justice that they're interested in every week. Why are they so bothered about this when this is essentially denying the existence of like a real woman, right? Like it's saying that you can't, there's nothing that defines a woman, that anyone can be a woman, when that's just not true. And it's just really disrespectful in general to themselves, because they're women and they think they're fighting for women's rights, but they're actually fighting against women's rights.
Well, I mean, would you be happy for a female member of your family to get in a changing room with Dr. Upton?
No, definitely not. I mean, look at the Adam's apple there. You can see.
Yeah.
I don't, no way.
Come on then, Connie, the voice of reason on this issue. I've got to bring you in. It leads us this is why I chose this story as my last one, because it leads us very neatly onto the big interview tonight. But I wonder if you can see comparisons in the bullying by Dr. Upton and the bullying by Mr. Tickle.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many things with this specific case. I don't even know where to start, really, because not only do you have a man who knows he's a man, because only a man can be a trans woman, saying that he does have the right to get changed in front of females, but he is a doctor and he has stated under oath that there is no difference between male and female, or that the word female doesn't actually have a solid definition. This man is treating patients who doesn't believe that male and female are actually things as concepts. So that is kind of like a side issue to all of this, but the case itself is extremely typical of how these sorts of men talk to women. For example, when Naomi Cunningham, who is Sandy Peggy's KC, was asking him questions and using the word woman, he would say, I don't know what you mean by that. Do you mean a cis woman or a trans woman?
Oh my
Trying to
God.
force the other side to use his language. And that's what they do. They don't because they know the trans ideology only survives as long as the language they're using is protected. That's why they hate it so much when people say trans women are men, because it breaks the spell. The only thing they have to rely on is policing people's language, because as soon as someone is able to freely say, no, he's a man, the whole thing, as Kelly J. Keane would say, the spell's broken. And so the fact that he is doing that under oath is scary, but I think today went very well, according to reports I've been seeing, that Naomi Cunningham has been absolutely excellent the whole way through, but especially today. If the tribunal rules that, I see no way that the tribunal could rule in his favour, and if he does, that would be very worrying. But yeah, it's concerning. I saw there's a crowdfunder for Dr. Beth Upton, raising money so that after this ordeal is over, she can treat herself. It's not even to cover any legal costs or anything. It's literally, they've raised £1,500 so that he can buy himself something nice after it all.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the story of the French gynecologist that has been suspended because they refused to treat a trans woman? They were like, I don't know how to deal with cock, so I'm not looking at that. And they got suspended.
I mean, that's another thing. I've just seen a comment about
that's horrific.
A lesbian.
I know.
This guy is also claiming that he's a lesbian, and his wife is now declaring herself as a lesbian. As far as I'm aware, not that it matters. It doesn't matter how much surgery you have, you are still a man. But I don't think he's had surgery either.
Well, the question, Connie, the question is, girls, if you knew a girl was a lesbian, would you be happy changing in front of her?
This is a classic argument that, oh, well, if it's about sexual predatoriness, then you wouldn't want to get changed in front of a lesbian. If you look at crime stats and sexual violence, please let me know how many. Do lesbians disproportionately commit sexual offences? I'm not sure they do, but 98% of sexual offences are committed by men. So to say that we wouldn't want to get changed in front of lesbians is a ridiculous thing. Secondly, also, the whole point is that males are so much stronger than females that if a lesbian did try to sexually assault someone, another woman, we would be able to fight them off much easier than if a man tried to. There's something very different about a woman trying. That's why we let females box against each other, and not, well, you'd like to think we wouldn't let males, although we do these days.
Well, yeah.
Box against females. So that argument is, it is a bit ridiculous.